The following is a one shot ran by Jesse. We are all members of the Knights of the Braille. You can find them at www.knightsofthebraille.com. Our thanks go out to tabletopaudio.com for providing the ambient music. And our thanks also go out to Sean Hopper, who is providing the intro music for this introduction to the one shot called The Curse of Strawberry Village.
Do you have feelings for bugbears but can't tell anyone? Do you want to tell this certain bugbear that you really like the way that their fur curls around their eyes, but can't due to your family's dislike of bugbears? Well, problem is solved. We here at Bug Love can hook you up with any of your phantasmal dreams. All you have to do is submit 4 gold pieces, and we will ship you something that you will definitely enjoy discreetly through snail mail.
Everybody to a one-shot in the Dysfunctionites universe. I am going to be your DM this week. I'm Jesse. This is my second attempt at DMing. We will see how it goes. I did this back in July, I think it was, at the Great Calamity campaign. So, this is called The Curse of Strawberry Village.
Oh, God!
Well played, sir. Well played.
Well played. Touche, sir. Touche.
When my phone autocorrected that, I was like, I have to use it for the one shot.
That's awesome.
Oh, that is excellent.
All right, so I'm gonna start. Vickles, you saw a notice that this village is having some sort of problem. They didn't really go into details. They just said adventurers wanted. We're having an issue. Please come save our town. And you were bored, so you decided to go and try and save their town.
Okay.
So you were standing in the town. It's a small town, probably about small village, like 300-400 people or so. And it looks like the only thing of note is a giant inn, and it says all travelers are welcome. It's basically the only place you can go on this road.
Okay. Well, so I guess Vickles is standing in this. Am I like at the outside of the town, and I'm like the inn is like right in front of me?
Yeah,
right?
you're like at the outskirts of the town.
Okay, so I am going to.
There's like various houses and things like that, but it's the only business you can really see is the inn.
Okay, is it what time of day is it? It's like afternoon, night?
It's late afternoon. Not
Okay.
yet evening, but kind of probably 4 or 5 o'clock, I'd say.
Okay. Well, Vickles is gonna go in into the inn and walk inside.
So this is a sparsely populated inn at the moment. The drunks obviously aren't out yet.
Okay.
And sitting on, you see a halfling bartender who's kind of wiping down the bar, looks up as you enter, and sitting on a stool at the bar is Richard's character. Richard, do you want to describe for us your dwarven character?
He's roughly about 4'6". Of course, you can't tell that since he's sitting on the bar stool. He has like the dwarven stereotypical beard, except that he's really proud of it. It's really thick and bushy. If you think groomed, you would not think this guy at all. It's almost like the beard has a mind of its own. You know, you can almost see like it moving, and he's not doing anything. He's he's sitting at the bar, you know, and he's got a mug of ale in front of him, but you don't see any hands. All you see is like, it looks like the beard is holding the mug of ale. You know, and I mean, he's your stereotypical dwarf. You can tell that he's been in some battles, and right now he looks like he's really comfortable because he has a roof over his head.
Okay. So Viklas is going to walk to the bar, and then he's going to signal the bartender.
The bartender will come over you. Well met, traveler. Are you one of them there adventurers that are responding to our call for help?
Yeah, something like that. Do you happen to have a frost mage?
I actually do. That'll be 5 copper.
All right, fantastic. Can I get one of those, please? And yeah, what is the deal with the sign?
Well, it's been kind of crazy around these parts. People are vanishing. They're saying there's a lot of trouble around the graveyard area. We hear howls at night, almost like there's some kind of big creature. We don't really know what it is, but livestock are being taken. A few people have been disappearing, and we just really want it taken care of, and none of us are really strong enough to do it, so we figured, why not hire some adventurers?
All right. And what's the payment like?
That's what I've been trying to get out of him for about an hour now.
Holy
wants fake shit.
Holy shit, I thought that was just a beard. Damn.
Well, a fine beard, if you ask me.
I don't know, go on, mate.
I've been trying to get what he's gonna pay out of him for a fucking hour. And I think he fucking knows what the creature is, but he won't tell me. Because I'll fucking leave in a heartbeat if it's what I think it is.
Sir, if you're gonna act like an asshole, you can leave my establishment.
Well, I am a fucking asshole.
Alright. He's just gonna like Viklas put his arms in between the two of them and say, alright, hold on a second. And then well, do you have more information about what is it that might be causing this? He asked the bartender.
There's been some big footprints that some of us have seen. We're not really sure. We just know that it's some sort of big creature. And the payment will be 200 gold each.
From you?
From the town.
Yeah. So who do I talk to to get payment? You or?
You'll have to talk to the mayor after the job's done.
All right. And I'm gonna turn to the dwarf and say, "What is your name, Master Dwarf?"
As you're doing that, he will fill your mead and bring it over to you in a tankard.
Cool.
Name's Stonemeyer Vortex. And what might your name be, sir?
Name is Viklas. Viklas Marshmantle. Pirate.
I've heard of you, I think.
Have you now?
What you ain't the one that goes around singing in these bars and all, are you?
Well, singing is not quite in my act anymore. It's more like ventriloquy.
Ventriloquy?
Yeah.
What the hell is ventriloquy?
Oh, well, allow me to demonstrate. So Viklas is gonna reach in his back, and then he's gonna pull out the head. It's a mummified head, and he's gonna show it to the dwarf.
What the hell did he fucking do to you?
Nothing. This is just a trinket from previous adventures. But if I were to just grab my meat for a second, so he's gonna grab the flask of meat that was just brought to him by the bartender and starts just drinking, and the head starts singing, "I am a pretty head, look at me talk, this is bullshit, why they treat me like that?" And then just this Viklas is slapping him in the back. "I am a pretty head, this is our good luck, good
The
luck."
halfling bartender is slapping his knee, laughing, and he looks over at you. That's great.
I fucking love it.
The second flagon of mead's on me.
Ah, thank you. That's That's what I like to hear. And then as you see, he takes the head, slowly start putting it back into the bag, and then the head starts complaining like, "Yo, what the fuck? What?" Yeah, he just pushes it back into the bag. Yeah, ventriloquy.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant it is.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So, Master Dwarf, you were saying that you had an idea of what it could be. Hunt in the woods?
Yeah, but I don't want to say because if you say, it comes true.
A lot of people here are thinking the town's cursed. I mean, it seems whatever's going on seems to come from the graveyard. So I'd probably recommend starting there. I mean, killed my brother last week, ripped him completely in half, whatever this thing was, and it just deposited him on my front stoop. I mean, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, you're okay, dude. Are you alright? Do you need to talk to somebody? Are you like, dude? And then he just tries to like put his arm around the bartender. It's like, are you okay? That just sounds horrible.
I just picture Vickless like leaning down, trying to put his arm around this halfling.
Yeah.
Like you gotta sit Indian style to put your arm around.
Yeah.
I'm okay. We didn't really get along very well, but it was still something horrible to see. I mean, someone you grew up with, you see legs over there, you see the head, by the garbage can. I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
Well, I don't really have fond memories of graveyards myself, but I did get a ship out of my last adventure, going to a graveyard. So yeah, I guess I'm in. However, I might need some help. It just turns to the dwarf.
What are you looking at me for?
Oh, I
You
heard
want some help?
I just heard that dwarves are pretty good when it comes.
Dwarves are known for axes and fighting.
That's what I
Why
was
you
thinking.
think they call me Blood Axe? Because any time I bring the axe out, it draws some blood.
Well, what do you say if we just go check it out and then we just split the reward?
As you're saying this, the door to the tavern opens, and you see a half-elf step in. He's about 6 foot tall. He has long, dark hair and shimmering blue eyes. He's carrying a bow on his back, and 2 sickles are in sheaths at his sides. And he walks in and stares at you two.
Oh,
So I'm
this place
assuming-
is fucking full of half-elves. They're fucking everywhere.
Yeah, we're not exactly light. So in Elvish, I'm just gonna basically signal this person and I'm gonna say, "Hey, friend."
He will look at you. Well met. I assume you're here for the adventure?
Yes. And a drink. Or 2. Or 3.
He gestures to the dwarf and replies to you in Elven. Who's this asshole? Seems a little bit rude.
This is my newfound colleague, Bloodaxe.
Hello, Bloodaxe. Hello,
Vickless
Vickless.
Marshmallow. Yeah. And your
My
name will
name is-
be?
My name is Talon Moonglow. I'm a half-elf looking for some adventure because I have some time to kill. Between saving the world and things like that.
Well met, sir. Well met.
Alright, so... Well, since it seems that fate had brought us together, why don't we just head to the cemetery and then figure out how to split the rewards after?
Suddenly, the fire that is, I forgot to describe to you, the fire in the fireplace of the inn suddenly goes out and you guys are plunged into darkness. And you feel a chill going across all of your bones. The hair on your back of your neck stands up. And in the fireplace, as the firelight comes back on, you see a small... I'm thinking of the character.
It happens, man.
You see a small dwarven girl, and she seems to be shimmering, and she stares out at you with deep, sorrowful eyes. So you are the 3 people that are going to save this town.
That'd be my aim, love.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of creepy though, but yeah, are you okay?
I am no longer from this plane. I am now in the hereafter.
Oh,
This creature that has taken over this town. There's a curse on the graveyard. The creature is very powerful, and you need to go to the graveyard and save my father. My father is the gravedigger, and I fear that he will be the next to die.
Wait, how did you die?
I was ripped in half by the monster.
Okay then.
So tell
And
us what
she
it is.
she holds up her left arm, and you see it's just a stump. He took my hand. Even in death, I don't get my hand.
I mean, it has seen some fucked up shit, but that's fucked.
What does the creature look like?
He's big, taller than all of you. He has reddish fur, and he does not talk. He just growls and stomps around. And I think that he also employs some poltergeists, maybe even a wraith.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds like just what I thought it was.
So I'm just gonna look at the dwarf and like, do you care sharing?
Checking to make sure I can. Would that be? Would you want a history check or a nature check?
Nature check.
Oh, it figures. Yeah,
If your
that's-
history is better, go with history.
No, it's gonna be the same thing. I'd hope for a high roll.
What'd you get?
12 with my modifier is an 11.
You just beat it. I was gonna make it a 10. I figured to make it easy.
I'm stupid, but I can swing an axe. It's a fucking Yeti. Well, folks, I'm out. I'll fucking see you later. I don't do Yetis.
Whoa, hold on a second, man. Like,
Ta-
what?
Talon will grab one of his sickles, and a chain shoots out of the sickle, and he will grab onto your. Are you wearing a coat? Whatever you're wearing, and just kind of hold you still. Hold on a second, friend. We could use all the help can get. I've faced Yetis before, and I know it'd be very hard to do with just two people.
Yeah, but I don't fucking like them. I don't fucking like them.
I don't think anybody likes them. They're disgusting. I mean, we have to save these people. We can't just. If we all just walked out, then what would they do? I mean, you call yourself an adventurer, and you're just gonna. I mean, look at
call
the.
myself a fucking drunk, that's what I do. I'm a fucking drunk.
How can
Okay.
you? He looks over at the ghost. How can you look at her face? She's obviously so distressed in the afterlife. You're just gonna tell her, "I'm not gonna save your father. I'm just gonna let the Yeti rampage."
You had to bring her back into it, didn't you?
Well, she's standing right there. I mean, obviously she can hear what we're talking about.
And he looks at her, and like he blinks. You can barely see like the glint of his eyes because of his beard. All right, I'll fucking do it.
I want to do a persuasion on the ghost. Is that possible?
Sure.
All right. Okay, that's an 8.
No, that will not happen.
All right, fair enough.
Now I'm curious what you were gonna do.
No, I was just gonna ask her if she could give us more information about the father, maybe something more useful, but that's okay.
You can just ask her that.
Oh, that's a good one. So, Miss,
My name is Alondra.
Alondra, that's a beautiful name. I'm sorry about what happened to you. But you said your father's still alive?
Yes,
Yes.
he's the grave digger of the cemetery.
And how did he get involved in all of this?
She kind of looks down. He was playing with some things he shouldn't have been, and it backfired. He's not a magician. He's not a wizard. He shouldn't have been playing with those things, but he was, and he kind of inadvertently cursed the town. But I don't want him to die. I mean, he's dumb. He's my father, but he's dumb. But I still don't want him to die.
We know
Interesting.
exactly what she means.
All right. Well, if you two are up for it, let's get us some jetting.
Let's go while the getting's good.
All right.
Do you guys want to go now, or do you want to wait till morning? It doesn't matter. I'm just asking.
How dark is it outside?
It's about 7 o'clock.
So what's the name of the elf again? Sorry. Of the half elf?
female elf? Alondra. Oh no, the female Talon.
The
I mean,
Talon.
yeah.
Talon?
Sorry.
All right. So I am going to say in Elvish again. I'm going to turn to Talon and be like, well, what do you say? You look like you hunt. What's better, day or night?
I honestly think we should deal with this thing as quickly as possible. I mean, I can see in the dark. And is Vickless a half elf?
Yeah.
Okay. We won't have any problem. We'll just have to lead
Nah,
your
I
friend
got,
over there.
I got dark vision.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should
Well-
take this thing as quick as we can.
All right.
Suffer from none.
Fantastic then. All right, Master Dwarf, if you're up to it, and your axe is up to it, me and my head are up to it, and Talon over here seems to be up to it.
You just might sure your head stays where it's hot.
No, I'm talking about my mummified head.
Oh, I got it.
Wait, what do you do with a head?
Oh, it's called
Oh, it's
ventriloquy. So it's called ventriloquy. I will show you maybe when we get back. The head. I mean, I need a little rest. It's just yeah.
This sounds like a deal. We'll just make sure we get out of this. Dwarf, how drunk are you?
Oh, I'm good. I ain't having like 4 gallons. I'm good for a few
You can
more.
swing that axe of yours, right?
Oh, I can show you if you need me to. Just step back.
That's all right. You don't amuse me, Blood Axe, but what can I do?
Oh, not trying to. I was just showing you that I could swing it. I could cut the nuts off a gnat's ass if I had to.
The dwarf or the ghost had disappeared by this point because I forgot to tell you that.
All right.
It was full transparency. It was supposed to be a little more scary, but I feel like the tone is so light that I didn't want to go that way.
Right.
That's fine.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
So I guess we head to the graveyard. Bartender, do you know how to get there? Well, what you do is you follow this road. He's pointing while he says this. You follow this road and you turn left, and there's a pathway. You can't miss it. Big giant gates, wrought iron gates, says, welcome to the graveyard. We have a lot of idiotic people here, so the signs are very descriptive.
Oh. Well, fantastic.
Sounds like back home.
Mm.
Do you want your mead to go, sir, since it looks like you guys are heading out?
Yes. Could you get me 2 more of those frozen meats to go, please? Do you have any like?
I sure can. And he fills 2 tankards or whatever you'd want to have the meat in, and he brings them over to you. Both on the house. I mean, that ventriloquy thing was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Vickless is the name. Remember it.
I will. Maybe we can set something up if you stick around these parts.
Yeah. That sounds like yeah. Thank you for the meat.
You got any bottles back there that I can take with me?
Do you want to take bottles?
I want something kind of strong. For a victory celebration, of course.
We have 2 dwarven ale, and we have some golem mead over there.
Okay, I'll take them.
You want all 3?
I do.
All right, that'll be 10 copper for the 2 bottles and 2 gold for the goblin mead.
That works for me. So
He goes over- Yeah, he goes
gives
over,
you
gets
money.
the bottles for you.
At this point, Vickless is just walking around with 2 tankards in each hand, just drinking one while keeping the other one in his hand. Just so you guys know, that's what's happening.
Oh, we're at me then.
Talon kind of looks at you too. Well, I guess we should head off.
Yep. Let's do it.
As you guys step out of the inn, you see a crowd of people coming the opposite way. Apparently, the alcoholics are arriving at this point. They are late bloomers in this town for some reason. I mean, I would assume people would have been there earlier, but they all hurry to get into the inn, and the bartender's welcoming them all.
Okay.
Mhm.
And as you step out, you see the path to your right, which is the direction towards the graveyard that the halfling, who I never named because I didn't come up with a name, told you to go.
Okay. So at this point, Vickless is just chugging the 2 L's down.
Do I need to have a talk with you guys about drinking before a mission? I mean, is this something you do?
And I'm gonna stick my hand out, and I'm just like, as I'm chugging, I'm gonna stick my hand out with one finger up to the elf. I'm just let me finish, chugging.
All right, got it.
I'm a dwarf. That's all I do is drink and fight. I fight and drink.
How do
and
you
fight.
feel? How do you feel about being the stereotypical dwarf? I mean, does that bother you?
No, it don't bother me. Because stereotypical dwarfs are badass.
Oh, okay.
I make up with the stereotypical whenever I pull out the axe.
Alrighty then.
I personally am a functional alcoholic. So if I don't drink, I do perform pretty badly. In fact, the one time that I did went to battle without drinking, I ended up tickling a giant crocodile. That did not end well. Well, it didn't end well.
Talon smiles. You tickled a crocodile? How did that end? How'd that go for you?
Well, I almost died, but at the end, I ended up getting a good bell out of it, which I lost, of course. But
You tell a crocodile?
yeah. And then he just kind of like stares out in the nothingness, and then just says a final, yeah.
Right. Maybe you're pretty badass yourself there.
Now I feel like telling you I'd give you 2 gold to try to go over and tickle the dwarf, but we better get going.
Tempting. I am out of cash, but no, let's just get to the cemetery.
He Stonemaier rubs the blade with his thumb. He's willing to try.
Nope, Master Dork. I am. I don't think we're. I don't think we're there yet. But yeah, maybe later.
Maybe later.
So we will head off to the cemetery. Any certain formation you guys want to go in, or do you just want, like, do you want a certain Talon go first or anything like that, or do you just want to go whatever? We just say you go to the cemetery.
If you want to go in formation, I mean, I can go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Battle Axe. Because I'm gonna let Battle Axe go first.
I'm gonna, since I'm going first, I'm gonna pull out my axe.
All right. So Talon will bring up the rear. As you guys walk down this path, it starts to get a bit colder, kind of a fall feeling day, like that crisp fall day. And you make it to the cemetery without any problems. You step through the gate, you see various tombstones marking the people that have passed in the town. It seems like there is quite a few from the last 2 years or so, and you can infer that that's when all these attacks started.
I want to check and see if I notice anything, like if I can see one of the footprints.
All right.
And I'm not gonna notice anything because I got a 2, even with my modifier.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Okay, well, I would like to also try a perception check as well.
All right.
See what we got. So I got 17.
You could see tracks, but they look like human tracks. They're probably from the Gravedigger.
Okay. Alright, because I'm gonna kind of point or just look at Talon and then just point at the ground, and this is gonna be uncommon. It's like, well, like I said, I don't know much about your background, but you probably know more about hunting than I am. Those are human, right?
Actually, I was just thinking back to what I made the ghost. I think I made her a half elf, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Actually, they're half elf. It looks like to me.
Oh. No. Humanoid.
Yeah, humanoid.
Alright.
They're definitely not the tracks of whatever this creature is supposed to be that we're supposed to be fighting.
Alright. I guess we gotta move in further ahead then.
As you guys advance in the graveyard, you hear a scream off to your left. It sounds like an elderly man in peril.
Viklas is going to, for some reason, just unsheath his dagger and keep it ready.
You hear, "Help me!"
I guess we ain't got a fucking choice. I'm going, guys.
It's like I heard.
And he's gonna run over there towards the sound.
Alright. So Master Dwarf is running. Viklas is just kind of like stay behind for like a few, let's say like 30 seconds, watching the dwarf run, and then he's gonna turn to Talon and be like, "Wow, they truly cannot run. It's just
No, that's pretty
short
pathetic, isn't it?
legs. I've never seen this before. It's like, I mean, I heard about it before, and I've been with short people before. It's just, damn, they're just like sturdy, short legs."
One of my companions was a dwarf. He's no longer with us, and he couldn't run with shit either.
All right, fair enough. All
Drink
right.
a lot, though. I mean, they're all drinkers. You don't see one being like, "Oh, I love tea." It's, "Oh, bring me the ale."
Yeah, I don't have anything against drinking myself.
I don't either, but I mean, it just vary it up a little bit. I mean, what's wrong with jasmine tea? I mean,
It's for fucking pussies is what it's for.
All right,
how
I'm just gonna
can
keep
he talk
going.
while he's running like that?
It's like, and you look at the beer. The beer is almost like, it's incredible. How doesn't he trip on his own beard? Wow.
Why aren't you guys coming?
Oh, right. People that we need to save.
Oh, I
Damn it.
wanted that though.
So I start running, I guess, now at this point after Battle Axe.
Yeah, Talon will run after Nicholas. What you guys come upon is a shimmer. You see the half-elf man, who you're assuming is the Gravedigger. He's on the ground, and standing around him is a shimmering creature that I really don't know what it would look like, but we'll just say you guys can tell it's a wraith, and he is flanked by two poltergeist-looking spirits that kind of manifest as old hag-looking women with the long, stringy hair, the cronish face.
Okay.
And I need you to roll initiative.
If I get higher than a 2.
I got 14. That's what my initiative had it and everything.
All right.
8.
Oh god, my god. All right, so let's see.
I'm gonna get some better rolls than this later on.
The poltergeists go first. No, Talon will go first. The poltergeist goes second. The wraith goes third, and you two go fourth and fifth. So.
Okay.
Okay. I'm used to going last. Because
Look,
I have no deck.
In full disclosure, I'm rolling obviously legitimate for Talon, and he got a nat 20. So.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
So-
I think that works fine. He looks like the guy that would do that.
He grabs his sickle and he charges forward at the Wraith. And he swings. And he gets a 13, so that hits. And oh, that's not that great. 3 damage. Does it keep all this straight?
Yeah.
I think, did I say the Wraith or the Poltergeist a second? I forget. Does anybody remember?
I think it was a Poltergeist.
That's what I thought.
Vicklis. The Poltergeist kind of raises his hand and he points at you, attempting to do a life drain. Does a 14 hit.
Damn. Okay.
Does that hit?
Oh, yeah, because it's my armor class right now is 13.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
And you will take 3 damage, so it's not that great.
Okay.
You
It's
feel
ridiculous.
as he stares at you and raises his hand, you can feel some of your energy zap away. It's like you're getting tired.
Okay, I am pretty sure this is not the frost meat.
And now it's the race turn. And he's going to target Talon. That's a 22 with Leeching Life, which is... He does the staring thing kind of like the Poltergeist does at Talon, and Talon will take... six damage. So now it's I think it's Vicklis first, and then Stonemeyer.
Yeah, because I had a 8
You got an
total.
energy, right? Okay.
Alright. Beakless Fiantar is like, alright, well.
So there's 2 Poltergeists, and there's the Wraith. The Wraith is kind of controlling the Poltergeist.
Okay, is there. Where is Talon right now? Is he like in front of me? Like, I know he lunged forward. Is he like in my line of attack as well?
Yes, he would be. He'd be about 5 feet away from you, I'd say.
Alright. So Vicklis is going to basically stretch out his arms, then with one hand he's going to reach out and obviously pull his rapier out. With the other hand, he's going to pull out his head. Now, bards obviously need a instrument to kind of challenge their spells. Vicklis is challenging his spells with the use of his head. This is his instrument. He pulls the head out, and then as soon as his head comes out of the back, you all hear a voice. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck is that? Says the head. And it's like, what the fuck is that? Are those fucking ghosts, man? What the fuck? What the fuck are we into now? Shut up, Vlad. I'm trying to concentrate here. Says Vickler. And was like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much. Every time you pull me out of the box to fucking do the trick, or now we're having a fucking ghost. Vlad, shut up. All right, I need to concentrate for a second. Thank you. And then Vicklis is going to cast Shatter, which is a level 2 spell. And then I'm just going to read the description. Is a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupt from a point of your voice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere center on that point must make a Constitution saving throw. a creature takes 3d8 damage or thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw, which is not the case. So let me roll and see what we get.
What is your what con save do they have to make? What do they have to beat?
They have to beat. Give me a second. 13.
Let's see. Okay, let's roll for the monsters. 17, they pass, and
Okay.
Talon does not pass.
Oh no. Well, it's I can actually position the
Oh, okay.
because it's like a cubit.
Okay.
So I basically shoot it and put it. I was trying to aim not to hit Talon.
Okay.
So hold on a second.
Would you say half damage if they pass?
That's what I'm checking.
Yeah. It'll be half damage.
Yeah, on a fail save or half as much damage on a successful one. Yeah. So I rolled for the damage and I got a 12, so they get a 6. So, all right. So I guess I'll describe the spell. So I am also going to use an insult for this. And then basically Vickless just concentrates, and then he just yells out, "You be as witty as a drunk parrot, you parrot-loving feeble codfish! Ahoy!" And then this thing just flies out. It's like a little bolt of sound, and it positions itself like right behind the spirits, the raid, and the what was it, the poltergeist, but just far enough to hit them, but not to hit Talon.
Okay, and you obviously you hit them both, all three of them, and they all three take damage. No one's dead, but the poltergeists are looking kind of in bad shape.
And then
Pretty good fucking insult that was.
pretty good with my voice. And then Vlad, the has it. No, you're not fucking. You like. That's the first time that ever fucking lands, ever. That's what the head says.
So, Stonemeyer, you have two poltergeists that are kind of looking in bad shape. They are about, well, we never really figured out the feat. You have two of them, and you have the Wraith, who isn't really looking the worse for wear. He looks fine.
Alright, Stonemire's gonna talk to Vickless, and I'm able to talk to them both, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, I would never. I know those rules. Some people go by that, but you can, on your turn, you can say whatever you want.
Right.
Whatever makes the story go.
Oh,
Sorry.
can you two handle them little poltergeist things?
Wait, what?
Can you handle the poltergeist?
He wants us to poltergeist, and he's leaving the Wraith, or he wants the Wraith. He wants us to take the poltergeist.
Oh yeah, I think we can. What the fuck are you talking about? The fucking ghost. You don't even know how it goes before. Vlad, shut up. Yes, we can. Yes, we can, Master Dwarf.
Have fun with that, Stonemeyer, Master Dwarf. I've heard Wraiths are pretty tough.
He leaps into combat, swinging his axe two-handed and yelling out, "For the power of Grayskull!"
Oh, that's awesome.
And he gets a 14 to hit.
That hits.
And 10 damage. Because it's a 1d12 plus 3.
So that makes it Talon's turn. I guess
Yep.
we've been left to target the poltergeist.
So the wraith is gone.
Yeah, I think Stonemeyer wanted Talon and Nicholas to take care of the poltergeist and him to take care of the wraith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all could take that, take them and then join in on the battle with
Okay.
the Wraith. Yeah.
So Talon will shoot an arrow at one of the poltergeists. And that is a 14 that hits. The arrow flies forward and strikes the poltergeist right in the throat, giving him 11 damage. So poltergeist 1 has been killed.
Sweet.
Okay. I need to find a better way to organize these files because I'm like opening one then opening the other.
Oh, I understand. What I usually do is just do the Alt tab to the file that I need.
Stonemeyer, I need you to do a charisma check. Well, it says charisma check against a strength check, so yeah, you would do a charisma, I guess.
Alright. Just a second, let me see what. Oh, it figures. Am I do? You want my charisma?
Yes.
Let me get up there to roll. Please do high. Please don't be that 4 that I just heard. It's a 4.
You fail. So you are thrown 30 feet into a tombstone.
Alright, you want me to take bludgeoning damage?
Yes. I'll tell you how much. You take
Should be
5 damage.
okay. I'm good. Oh, that fucking hurt. Oh. Next time I say you take them, I'll take him. Fucking kick me in the nuts.
Yeah, now you want the wraith.
Oh, I'm gonna kill him now. You said 5 damage, right?
Yeah, 5 damage from the lone poltergeist that's still alive.
So the wraith is dead?
No, there were 2 poltergeists. The one poltergeist is dead, so there's the wraith and the poltergeist
Okay.
left.
All right. How is the wraith looking though?
He's looking wounded, but not near done.
Okay.
Hell no, he's not there, guy. He'll kick my ass.
He looks over at Viclus and attempts to do another leech life. And that is a 12 to hit.
It fails. 13.
Alright, so it's back to you and Stonemeyer. Viclus, I think you're first.
Yeah, he is.
Ugh, that tickled a little bit. Alright, so I am going to. Viclus doesn't want to go near these things because he just saw the dwarf like float out.
Go
like,
fuck.
it was like, okay, so I guess this is gonna be a distance fight, and then he just basically stays where he's at, and he is going to cast Vicious Mockery on.
Fucking tickle him, Rick. Tickle him.
I'll save that shit for later. I'm gonna die right now. Viclus dies now at the end of the one shot. Okay, so he's going to cast Vicious Mockery on the raid, and that's an insult as well. You'll know how
Okay.
Vicious Mockery has worked in the past. I rolled is a 4 damage, and they do. I don't know if they have to do a Constitution check. Let me check. They have to do a Wisdom check. 13 is a check.
Okay, let's see here. 20. So
Alright. So that didn't
that
work.
passes.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So what Wiggles is gonna do? He is grabbing the head, and he's gonna pull it in front of him, like he's just holding it with two hands, and then point it at the raid, and then he is basically gonna pull one of the few hairs that this head has, and just pulls it out, and the head's just gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck, man? That hurts." It's like, dude, can you just do your thing? You know what you have to. No, I don't fucking know what I have to do, Vickles. We went over this. It doesn't work that way. Oh, god damn it. And that's why it failed. Still working out the kinks on this thing.
Mr. Stonemeyer?
How far did he throw me?
He
30
threw
feet?
you, we'll say 10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet. That changed.
It was
my
10 to
count.
30. I'm just going to say
Well,
10
pick
feet.
one.
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. Well, I'm gonna swing my great axe again, getting a 23 to hit.
And that definitely hits.
Now let's see the damage. 8 damage.
Holy shit.
He's got a +5 to his attacks.
Wraith is dead. So
That's
now
how
all we
you
have left,
fucking do it.
all we have left is a poltergeist now. What?
Damn.
No, we need poltergeist.
The head just looks at the battle and is like, holy fuck, man. That's it. Do you, hey, he starts yelling at the door. Hey, man, hey, do you want a head? What the
You
fuck
want
are you?
me? No, I'm alright. I had to feed you, give you drink, and
No, you asshole, that's not what I meant. I meant, do you need company? Oh, okay, that came out wrong as well. Flat, shut the fuck up. Mate.
God, this is gonna be hilarious.
Talon rushes forward. He swings his sickles and misses with both of them. We'll say he trips over a gravestone. And it is now the poltergeist turn. And he is going to target Vickles. I need you to do a charisma check.
Oh, I have that. Tons of. Where's my charisma on?
I have
do it.
none.
Alright, Mike. See, do you want me to? How does that work? Does it work like roll a d20 and add the charisma, or just a charisma number?
Richard, how does that work?
I would
Ye-
roll your d20
And
and
then add the modifier?
yeah,
Okay, that's what I
I
thought.
believe that's how it's supposed to.
All right.
Alright.
Basically, what it boils down to is a d20 versus a d20. That's how I see it.
Okay. Well, I got a 12 plus a modifier, which is 5, 17.
You win. So you take. He tries to throw you. He doesn't get you as far as he got Stonemeyer. And you take 7 damage. He throws you not as far. You hit a tombstone, roll off. You have a goose egg on your head, but you're still okay, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hit, but like.
Yeah.
Wait,
Stonemeyer?
what was? Go ahead.
What was that?
No, I was gonna ask, like, how high does the charisma have to be to pass that?
His strength is a negative, so
Holy shit.
Yeah, my intelligence is a negative. So I mean, anytime you roll,
yeah, his strength
you'll
is. I don't know
yeah.
why it's a -5, but
Because I don't know, if he was undead, I would think it would be higher than that.
yeah, that's what I would think too. That's what it's written here, though. I don't know.
So my turn, right?
Yep, your turn.
I I'm gonna swing. Am I like within melee range of
Yep,
the
you are.
poltergeist?
Yeah, you're good.
I get a 19 to hit without adding my modifier.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. Getting 10 damage.
Holy shit.
How do you kill this poltergeist?
Okay. As Stonemeyer lands, he actually lands on one foot, and then the other battle that with Vickles took place, and he threw him back, but he spins around and swings the axe at the same time and slices right through the middle of the poltergeist. Oh, I fucking told you I was badass with my fucking axe.
I have to give you credit. Talon says I have to give you credit, dwarf. You made mincemeat of that thing.
You don't mess with, well, not your friends yet, but I can see you being friends. Don't mess with me and mine.
Have you guys ever fought anything like this before? I mean, I've tracked monsters and animals and shit like that, but this undead stuff, that's kind of above my pay grade.
I don't like it.
I've seen something like that. Not as painful though. Damn.
I'm still on the ground!
Oh, right.
Hey, I forgot about him.
So Vickles is going to when he fell off, he dropped flat around. So he's just like he picks him up and says, "Oh, the fuck! No, you're not gonna do this to me again, Vickles." Flat. Not the time right now. We'll talk about this later, all right, mate? No, you can't put me in the back. You can't put me in the fucking back. Don't put me in the. And he just goes into the back again. All right.
That guy always. Is he always that argumentative?
Yeah, he has issues.
Is he even worth keeping? I mean, you'd think you'd get someone who's a little more easy to deal with. That guy seems like a dick.
Let's just say that his condition's kind of my fault. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what you gotta do. Family's family, mate.
Gotta watch out whose head you chop off.
You guys hear a thud as the old man tried to get up and fell back down.
Oh, right, this guy.
I forgot about him again.
Hey there, fella.
Hello.
Mike, are you?
You guys saved my life.
It's kind of what we do.
So, so this guy sounds super weird, but we met your daughter.
She's still appearing in the end.
Yeah, actually.
I've heard she was haunting that place. Sorry about that. Sometimes she can be a little scary. I'm assuming she told you that I started all of this.
Yes.
That will be what she said.
You know, don't ever let anybody tell you you can do whatever you want for fun, because when you try to do a summoning spell and it goes like this, I mean, all these people dying, all this torment, you guys got to stop this thing. You got to stop this Yeti.
Okay, but whoa. Let's back up for a second. Okay? So you did what?
I was trying to do a summoning spell. We were having a little bit of a drought. I was trying to summon some rain. It backfired. Boy. I don't know what I did, but this Yeti showed up, and he's rampaging through the town. He's killing our people. He killed my daughter. I just need you guys. You guys just have to stop this. I mean, I really made a mistake here.
Why do people always think that magic is a good idea? I don't get it.
I fucking hate it. So, can you tell me where the Yeti comes from?
I've heard it comes from a land called the Himalayas. I'm not sure where that is. It must be some fantasy land or something.
I know that stuff. I'm talking about from what part? From where does he come into the city from?
It has a lair I think it's out past the river. If you exit the graveyard here, turn left. There's some trees and things you'll need to navigate over. It's knocked some trees down. You guys will have to be athletic because you might need to jump over them. But I don't think it'll be hard to find. There's pretty much corpses everywhere out there.
See, you know, people make fun of dwarves when they run, and they damn sure gonna make fun of them when I go and jump over a fucking tree. I swear. I think. I'm gonna take a drink.
Talon does his best to hide his laughter. Why would you say people make fun of you? I thought you ran very valiantly.
And you can also fly, apparently.
Oh, now we're gonna be a bit of a wise ass, are we?
I'm just saying, that was pretty impressive. I never seen anybody, dwarf or otherwise.
How did you do that? What kind of magic made you fly? I mean, I have a companion that can levitate, but she turns into an eagle. So, I mean, how did you do it?
It's called the ass kick. When someone puts a boot in your ass and you're really little like me, you fucking fly. It's really fucking simple. I wasn't ready for it.
The old man kind of looks at you. Master Dwarf, could I have some of that drink? I mean, my life kind of flashed before my eyes here. Thank God you guys came.
You want a bit of my drink? I'll tell you what. We just want to fight. We do need to celebrate. You guys think he deserves a bit of this drink?
He is kind of old and doddering. I mean, look at him. He looks like you could breathe on him and he'd just fall over.
But will the drink kill him?
Well, the girl did say she wanted him to pay, but...
Alright. What do you think, Mr. Bard with the ventriloquilly?
Alright, so I'm just gonna address the old man now. So who knows that you cast a spell?
Just my daughter. We were able to hide it from the rest of... She walked in on me. If she wasn't my daughter, I thought she would kill me. I was just trying to have some fun. I mean, it's boring around here. I wanted to save the people, get some rain, get some food. I mean, people were starving. I never meant for this big fucking monster to show up.
Alright. This was gonna happen. If this was me in another life, your head would be on a pike. I have an affinity for heads. However, I am trying to make a change in my life as of late. So, you're gonna go back to town, you're gonna find the closest authority that you could find, and you're gonna tell them what the fuck you did. And you're gonna take responsibility for all the deaths that you have caused. Savvy?
Oh, that's fucking deep there, Nicholas.
I knew I couldn't hide forever. I knew I couldn't hide away forever, and I need to atone for what I did. Maybe my daughter can rest in peace then and quit haunting the fucking inn. I mean...
Here's a little bit of liquid courage, my friend.
I want to do a perception check on this person and see if he still carry any kind of like magical item or trinket, since he's been trying to perform any.
Stelmire, he grabs your bottle and drains it.
You fuck asshole! Oh, you son of a... I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Whoa. It's not be harsh, sure.
He agreed to our ultimatum, Master Dwarf.
But he drank me fucking ale.
You have another bottle in there. I saw the guy give you 2 or 3, actually.
But that was my favorite ale right there.
I got 22 to perception.
Ooh.
You can see that he's not carrying anything. He was truly scared shitless by what happened the last time, so he would never try something like that again.
Ooh. All right, so Bijati, can you point us out where this thing might be?
Walk past the big crypt over there. It'll take you out the back gate and follow the bodies parts. I mean, you can't miss it. There's a path that leads, as I said, to the river. and over the tree things, and the lair should be right there. I mean, he'll probably find you before you find him, to be honest.
Fair enough. All right, then. Off you go. And
I
when
will
I
go
come
turn
back,
myself in then.
also, before you turn yourself and go to your house, get rid of any magical item that you have. Because if I survive this and I go to your house and I do a check and I find any magical items, then I might reconsider piking your head.
And I'm going to take every bottle of alcohol you got.
He looks mortified and runs.
All right.
I call it like that. You ain't got to kill everybody.
So you, what started your love of? I know we have to get to the Yeti, Vickless, but what started your love of piking heads? I mean, that's kind of grisly for a bard, isn't it?
Oh, they were all bad guys. Really. I just used to run with this crew. It was a fun crew, actually. Um, this is kind of what we did. It was our. Let me just say that we were just doing our best to help the people of Waterdeep. One criminal at a time.
That place is a shit show.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Why did you pike the rest of the crew? Why aren't you guys? What happened?
Oh, well, I just kind of fell apart. I turned to piracy after, and yeah, just kind of lost my ship to a bullywog.
Never met one of those.
I hate them fucking little creatures and the web feet and they're just creepy looking.
They're okay, I guess.
I just don't like them. I don't like many people though.
I can see why. I mean, you're not very. I mean, you fought well, but you're not very likable.
It's all this open sky up above me. It makes me nervous.
Hey, buddy. Do you want to know what's hard? What's a hard life? Being 10 years old, watching your mother killed by orcs and left for dead. That's hard. So don't sit there and complain to me about, oh, the open sky is hard on me.
It is hard on me. You fucking bully.
I'm not bullying you. I'm just pointing out that people have harder lives than you do.
Oh, I fucking know that. But it is my lot, and that is your lot, and what scares me doesn't scare everybody else. It's all good.
You have like medications? Can we help you with that?
He pulls out a bottle of the liquor.
Oh, that does it.
I got me medication.
Remember, you only have 2 of those now. That old bastard drank your other one.
No, I'll be going to his fucking house.
While you guys are having the argument, I'm just casually pulling the out of my bag a healing potion, and I'm just gonna drink it. It's just a regular healing potion, which is it heals for 2d4. Is that correct or no?
2d4 plus 2, but whenever I run a campaign, it heals for 10.
What are you?
Just because it's easier to keep up with that way.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is Jesse's thing.
Yeah, but I like that too.
10? All right.
I like absolutes instead of like. I mean, you could roll 2d4 and get 2. So.
Well, in theory, the fewest you can get is 4.
Oh,
and if you got like 50 of them, it'd take you forever to heal back up.
Yeah.
It's like the potions aren't made up to quality or something.
So and Vickless is just like drinking it, and then he just like finish it up. He's like, because you guys, I guess, we're still arguing about what a hard life is. And it's like, you know what a hard life is? A hard life is being stuck in this cemetery without no alcohol whatsoever, or the warmth of a fire. So how about you two just wrap it up, and let's just go hunt some Jetty. And if we survive, then we can have all the conversations we want about a hard life. Also, sorry about their mother, Talon.
It was kind of rough, but I mean, I'm 22. I'm all right. I got my vengeance. That's another story for another day, I guess.
Oh, I like it when someone gets their vengeance in.
Yeah.
I like you a little bit more now.
And you're crotchety, but you're like every other dwarf, so.
You're damn right. But they don't have me big like I got.
Does that thing ever get itchy?
Sometimes.
I wouldn't like that.
Now I scratch it.
All right, so shall we go find the Yeti, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right, as you guys walk out of the graveyard, it's very easy to find the path. You see a lot of trampled tree limbs, and in the distance, if you listen closely, you can hear water, which would lead credence to the fact that there is a river coming up. Do you want to head towards the river, I assume?
Yes, let's do that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, as you guys walk, you're not attacked by anything. It kind of seems, though, like everything's real quiet, almost like the wildlife in the area knows something's up. You don't hear any birds, you don't hear any squirrels, you don't hear any sounds at all that you would expect to hear in the woods. And you reach a river, and I need you guys to do acrobatics. Athletics or acrobatics to see if you pass this river.
Let's see. 22.
Yep, you pass it. How do you get across?
Across the river. Are there any like trees on the other side?
Yes, there are.
So what Viklas is going to do is he's going to take a look at the other side, kind of like sizing what's happening there. He's like, I need something kind of heavy. And then he pulls out some rope out of his back, and then he pulls out Vlad, the rootless, again. I was like, oh no, I don't. And Vlad just kind of like looks at the rope, and then he goes like, oh no, not again, no, Viklas, you cannot keep doing this to me, man. It's like, Vlad, just it worked fine last time, and you're fine. It's like, yeah, now I have a fucking hole between my cheeks. It's like, a minor detail, you're all dead, man. Just come on. This is good again. Let's just practice it again. No, you cannot do this to me. So Viklas just grabs the rope, and he punctures with his dagger. Well, actually, he doesn't puncture because the hole is there. So like the head has two holes between his cheeks. So he pulls the rope in between his cheek, and then just wrap it around, like puts a knot on the head, on the back of the head, and then just swings it across the river. The thing just kind of like goes in one of the branches, and then he uses the weight of the head. The head gets stuck within the two little branches. Like, ow, was Viklas pulling the rope. All right, save enough, and then Daz is gonna cross. He's gonna like swing across the river.
All right. Talon will fire out his chain that comes out of one of his sickles and attach it to the tree across the river. The chain has a 30-foot radius, so we'll just say he hits the tree, swings over like Spider-Man, and drops down beside Viklas, and looks across the river at Stonemeyer. So, how are you going to manage this?
And Viklas is just gonna poke Talon real quick into the arm, is just gonna lean forward and says, or lean to the side and said to Talon, he can fly, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe we should have kicked her in the ass.
How big are the trees? Do they weigh over 480 pounds?
They can if you need them to be.
No, I need it to be under 480.
No, we'll say they're 350 pounds.
Okay, are they 30 feet tall?
Yes.
I'm going to lift one up and lay it across the river and walk across.
Stonemeyer, I could have just had you swing with me, but I thought it would be funny to see how you'd make it.
You like that, do you?
Yeah, it was fun.
That is impressive.
I thought so.
You're awfully strong. I mean, not only can you run fast like the Flash, who I've heard is this mythical creature that can run fast, but you're strong too.
Yeah, I'm strong like fucking Hercules, huh? That other mythical guy that, anyway. Fucking forget. Let's go kill a fucking Yeti.
All right, so you guys can see you found the one tree that's not knocked over. A lot of trees have been toppled and sheared in half. And as you're walking through the forest, you can see various bones of small and medium-sized creatures littering the ground. It's clear that you're about to enter somebody's feeding ground.
Can I tell if there's any like children bones in those bones, or is it just animals?
Give me a nature check.
I got a 12 without my modifier.
That beats it. You
Okay.
can see some smallish childlike bones mixed in with, but it's the majority is animals, but there's a couple children bones.
Okay. I want to ready an action.
All right.
And what I'm going to ready is a swing of my great axe.
As you guys continue to walk, you hear an ear-splitting roar that shakes any trees that are still standing in this area. The ground rumbles as something is coming at a slow, measured pace towards you. It's about 40 feet away from where you guys are now.
Is there anything around to take cover? Or to kind of hide?
There's some trees, and there is some, like, brush, shrubs.
Okay. All right. I have an idea.
What's that?
So what about we just kind of ambush whatever this thing is? Well, the jetty. And this is what I propose. We just hide around here in these rocks and these trees. And my friend Vlad over here is going to help us out.
So you want
That
to
works for
ambush
me,
him?
as long as you can get him to agree to your plan. I guess he doesn't really have a choice, though, does he?
Oh, you have choices. Sometimes.
What kind of choice does a head have, though?
He has some space. He can either go into the crowded space of the back or the not crowded space of the back. That's a choice.
Oh, you need to get him a hat. He's
You,
got
he-
to have
you
a
hear the
hat.
footsteps getting closer.
All right, everybody, hide. And then what Viklas is going to do is going to pull the head out, and then Vlad's like, "Oh my God! Oh, can you just let me rest?" And it's like, "Shh, don't worry about it. You're free now. You're free. You can do whatever you want. What do you mean?" And then he just places the head very visibly in the middle of an opening where there's no trees. He just places the head on the ground, and then Viklas just runs and hide. And then Vlad's like, "Viklas, Viklas, what the fuck are you doing? What is that sound, Viklas? Viklas, the fuck!" And then this head is just making sounds, just yelling and cursing.
Roll me stealth checks to see if you hide from this creature.
See, stealth.
Let me roll mine here. Yep.
So I got.
You guys have to beat a 13.
I got a 20.
16.
Well, you both beat it.
Sweet.
The ground continues to shake as you can see from your hiding place this Yeti approaching. It is about 10 feet tall, highly muscled. It has reddish fur all over its body. Its facial features look like a cross between human and an ape of some sort. It looks very pissed because it can tell something is disturbing it, but it cannot find you guys. I'll say you guys get opportunity attacks since you were able to hide from this thing.
Does he stop and look at the head? Because he's going like, what the
Yeah, he
fuck
does.
is that?
He's
Oh, fuck you, Viklas. Fuck you.
he picks up the head and opens his mouth ready to chomp on it.
Oh, no. no, not like this, not like this.
Okay, so I have a question then. I
Yeah.
had readied an attack for whenever I saw him. Will I get that attack as well as an opportunity attack, or do you want to just give me one attack?
You can just say that's your opportunity attack,
Okay, okay, works for me.
since I totally forgot about that.
Oh, that's fine. That's no big deal.
So,
So roll for initiative.
do you make the attacks first, or do you roll for initiative first?
How I've seen it played in other sessions is they'll roll for initiative, and the three players will get their attacks in
Okay.
order,
Well, yeah. Roll
kind of
for
like a surprise attack.
Okay. I got a 5 for Talon, so you guys are
Got a
going.
13.
All right.
I got a 13 too.
You both got 13.
Yeah.
What's your dexterity modifier or initiative modifier?
3. Well,
Well,
it's
you'll beat me.
well, no,
You'll beat.
it's 13 including the initiative. So I got a
So
10 plus 3.
Okay, so your initiative is 3. So
Yeah.
rule wise, you're supposed to go first.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So it will go you two. He goes first. So it'll go Vickless, Stonemeyer, the Yeti, and then Talon. So Vickless, you're up first.
All right. Let me see what I can do here. Oh boy. So I am going to take out my dagger, and then from my position of cover, I am going to throw that dagger to the hand of the Yeti in an attempt to make him drop the head.
All right.
So to hit, I got, holy shit, is that for real? 22.
That hits.
And for damage, I got a 4. No, wait, that's 6 because it's one the dagger. Oh, but I'm throwing it, so I guess that's not the same, right? So because
No, it's not the same.
so how do you calculate the
It'll
throwing
be
damage?
It'll be the same damage. You don't add anything to it. It'll be like 1d4. You don't
Yeah.
get to use your strength or your finesse modifier or whatever.
Oh, so it is the same damage as let's say I'm
It's the
attacking.
same damage. You just don't get to add anything to it.
Okay,
Like
so
if you stab something that's 1d4 plus 1, 2, or whatever, you don't get to add that plus into it.
Oh, okay, so it's just 4. Yeah.
4
All right.
damage?
4 damage, and the Yeti does drop the head. He kind of throws it, and just for flavor's sake and to be funny, it lands right at your feet.
Awesome.
Covered in slobber, right? Please let
Yeah.
it be covered.
Yes, it's covered in greenish slobber.
So Vlad just looks panic.
And he
as panic.
smells like a mixture of sulfur and rotten eggs.
Oh god! So Vlad just looks panic, and he's as panic as a mummified head could look. And then he just doesn't say anything and looks at Vickless. Vickless picks him up, from the ground, and is like, "Oh man, god damn it! I'm gonna have to get you into a bath after this." And then Vlad just says, "I hate every moment that I have to spend with you. Please, just let me die." No, nonsense, man, nonsense. You're living your best life. You did good. You did so good.
He just got grabbed by a Yeti. Do you really think he's living his best life, Vickless?
She is. He totally
That
is.
thing looks strong as shit.
He never would have got that opportunity otherwise.
This is true.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
Well, upon seeing the Yeti, Stonemeyer enters into a rage, and he's also going to go into a frenzy at this rage. And so I'm going to roll for the opportunity attack, and that's an 11 plus 5, 16 as he swings with his great axe.
That hits.
Are you serious? 4 plus. Let me make sure that works right. Yeah. Plus 3, that's 4. 6 damage.
All right.
And since that was the opportunity attack, I'll wait to use the bonus attack when it comes to be Stonemeyer's turn.
It is your turn. Or do you mean a turn again?
Yeah, well, after the surprise or opportunity attack. And I'm not sure if you can do that in the opportunity attack or not.
Okay. So what do we just say that's your turn and then move on?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah.
All right.
Move on.
So, Vickless, I need you to do a Constitution save for me. Is everybody there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did we lose Vickless?
May have.
Oh, sorry. I realized that I was muted.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry.
I was just talking. I was like, wait, what? I got a 3.
You fail. The Yeti will stare at you, and it's like he's staring into your soul, and you feel your whole body start to freeze.
Oh, that's why I hate Yeti.
I
And
can't.
you will take
Mhm.
10 damage, and you are paralyzed.
Gotcha. Can I talk? Is it like
Yeah.
paralyzed, or I'm just
Nah.
like frozen,
Well,
like ice?
You're like a statue.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, can Vlad talk?
Yes.
Yeah, Vlad. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's Jesse's game, but I would think so.
Well, Vlad being stuck now, is still like being held by Viklas. He just looks at, ha, serve you right, motherfucker. That's what you get. That's what you get. Oh, fuck! I'm stuck here to help. Help!
Oh.
At the beginning of your turn, at every turn now, you can make a con save to try and break the gaze.
Okay.
Talon's next, right?
Yep. Got a shitty 2. Talon will charge forward at this thing and attempt to slice him with the sickles, and we'll see if he hits. That's an 8. He misses with the first one, and he misses with the second one. So this NPC character of mine is kind of shitty.
Man, it's rolling the dice.
Especially with him being a level 3 now, because I leveled him down because his regular level he's a +8 to hit.
Yeah.
We are back to Stonemeyer, I believe.
Nah, Viklas goes before me.
Oh, you do. You're right.
Contact.
You're saving.
17.
You are not paralyzed anymore.
Ah,
Can he make, if he beat that thing, can he still make his attack? I'm not sure how that works.
Rules
would
as written,
that be his turn?
no.
because
Okay,
that's your turn, right?
that's your
yeah.
action. Okay.
But you're the DM, you can allow that as a interaction and allow him an action if you want.
Yeah, I will do
That's
that.
your call.
I will give that an interaction.
You gonna let me in action? Okay.
I figured you would yell back at the head for taunting you.
Give me a second. I just got my boy over here. One sec.
That's fine.
No problem.
It's laid back. I'm just enjoying getting to play.
Sorry, the combat's been a little clunky, guys. Keeping up with
Oh
everything.
man, it's hard to keep up with, ain't it? It's like
It is. I
time
wish there was a better
consuming.
way to do it than. I guess I could alt tab, but it seems like WordPad opens up one window with like everything is treed under it.
I just opened up several different WordPad documents.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think of that. Well, for the next one shot, that's what I'll do.
I mean that's that's just what works easier for me.
Yeah, that
You
would be
know.
simpler than flipping
All
around.
right. So, how close is this the Yeti to Viclas right now?
He is 20 feet from you.
Ooh, that's.
I mean, I don't know. You probably know this, but you can use your movement to run. Well, that would be your action, but you can run. You can charge him or.
I'm actually going to move away from it. So I'm going to run. How much, or dash rather? How far away can I dash?
Dash is
You're-
30 feet, right?
Dash is your movement doubled, I believe.
Oh, okay, never mind. So it'd be 60 then, I think, if you move 30.
But you could dash
Hmm.
15 feet, and that would move you 30 feet.
Well, so I'm 20 feet away from him. I'm just gonna dash 10 feet away from this. So I'm staying at 30 feet. And I'm gonna basically take cover either against a rock or against a tree, whatever it's around at that moment.
We'll say there's a standing tree that you can hide behind.
Okay, and I'm also going to pull out my my rapier and just have it in hand. So at this point, I have Vlad's on one hand and then the rapier on the other.
Stonemeyer.
My first attack is going to be. I'm swinging two-handed with the axe. Getting a 9. No way, I get to add 2 to that. 11.
Can I use combat inspiration on battle axe? Or what is it?
Yep,
Blood-
I would assume. I think.
Blood
Yeah, you
axe.
can.
Okay, so or you can add this to your roll. So the way that it works is basically like an inspiration die, but you can only do it to, you decide if you add it to attack, or when you get attack to reduce whatever attack is.
I'll
So,
use
yeah.
it to attack.
But, so basically, what Viklas is going to do, he is going to chant an incantation while holding Vlad, and then Vlad's eyes are just gonna he's gonna go into a little trance. The head goes into a trance, and there's like basically this green kind of like fell looking magic coming from the eyes.
Okay.
And then you can use a what the fuck is it? I think it's a D4. Just make sure.
I think you had said D4 in the
I
what?
think
D6.
so.
D6.
D6.
Yeah, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
have 10 minutes to use it.
And I get a 1 with that. God, so
So that's the total. Was it 10?
4, 5, that's 9. With that 1, it's 10. And since I'm in rage, hold on, I think I get advantage.
That'd be good then. You can roll again.
Yes, I do get advantage on rage. It's let's see, it's 5, 4, it's 9, 1 is 10, and from what I understand, I get to add 2 more to it, so that's 12.
You miss, sir.
Oh.
Ah,
After all that, you miss.
Yeah, I figured I did. Oh man, I rolled low. And
And
I get a second attack.
oh, okay, good.
And I get to add the D6 to that as well, right? Is it
So
all attacks or just the one? Because
I
you
think
said
it's
10 minutes.
I think that would.
I
Does
think it's
that
just
just mean though you
one.
have 10 minutes to use the D6 once, or
That's
Sorry.
what I'm not sure of.
that's
No,
what I
no.
would. I'm not sure.
Well, let me see what it
Okay.
says here. So, um, so you get the Bardic Inspiration die. Let me just make sure that I get the mechanics for the Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just a one-time thing.
No, it's for 10 minutes. You get
It
to
lasts.
add. See, for
Really?
10 minutes, well, I'm gonna read what it says and then we can decide. It says for 10 minutes. This is so basically, Combat Inspiration is a modification on Bardic Inspiration, which gives you the Bardic Inspiration dice. What the Bardic Inspiration dice says is for 10 minutes, the creature can add to one ability check. Well, in this case, will be replace ability check, attack roll, or that just attack roll. This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Okay.
I guess that doesn't matter.
I
So I
would
don't
think
know.
that means one roll.
I would think
Yeah,
so too.
that's fine with me.
But yeah.
Because I got a 19 hit.
The Yeti is going to take a swipe at Talon.
Oh shit.
Wait a second, Jess. Did you count my 19 to hit?
Oh, I thought it was. I thought you got a 10.
No, I
Oh,
got a
in the
second
damage.
attack.
Oh,
I get a
sorry.
second attack.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
Okay. D12 plus 3. 13 plus 2 there. 15 damage.
Ew.
Nice chunk.
Whew. I made up for that miss.
Yes. And he is going to. Okay, I said that already. All right, he's going to try his swipe his claws at Talon. That hits. And let's see, 2d6 slashing damage. 15 damage for Talon.
Holy
Ooh.
shit.
Yeah.
How much health does he have?
Let me open.
Yeah, I could have used that.
He's about at half right now.
Okay.
He is bloody?
Yeah, he would be blooded.
Alright.
Vickless, I believe it's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to cast Healing Word on my second level spell, which basically would heal for 2d4 plus 3. And I already rolled, and I
Okay.
got an 11.
Oh.
So I am going to cast that on Talon.
He is not as bloody.
Okay, no worries. And it's the same thing. He basically uses the head as a charm. The head goes into a trance, blue light from the eyes, and
So that'd be your action, so
Mr. Stonemeyer.
my turn, right? 23 to
Hits.
hit.
Yep.
Alright. 9 plus 3 is 12. 14 damage.
yes.
Man, I need to play a barbarian.
Seriously?
They are fat.
Our Yeti is up, but he's not looking too great.
I told you I hate fucking Yetis.
It looks you.
I flick him off.
Stonemeyer, I need you to do a. Or no, the Yeti. That's right. It's Talon's turn. The Yeti took his turn. Let's try the sickles again. Oh, he actually hit one.
Nice.
Oh, he hit twice. So he rushes forward. He swings his sickles and connects two nice shots to the chest area of this monster, doing a total of 16 damage.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Them sickles are pretty sweet.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
Is he what kind of class is he?
He's a ranger.
Nice. Okay.
He's a ranger that has what is it? 2-weapon fighting, I think.
Okay.
The Rangers are pretty sweet too.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the Barbarian, I think, better than I like anything.
Yeah, that would be fun. I looked at that.
Jeez. Back to Vicklas, right?
Is it? Yes,
Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't need to be coming
that's right.
up.
Vicklas, Stonemeyer, the Yeti, and okay. Yep, back
Okay.
to Vicklas.
And how is this thing looking? Still kind of wavering, I guess, but not
Yeah, he's
bloody
wavering.
yet.
No,
Okay.
he's not done yet, but he's wavering.
He's looking like a fucking demon from the underhell, is what it's like.
All
Never
right.
traveled there. Never really want to. Stonemeyer, dwarf master, sir.
Oh, I'm fucking going. That's my homeland.
It's like a one-man war machine. This dwarf.
You're from the Underdark?
No.
I feel like they're
Hell
just
no.
having this conversation while this fucking
Yeah.
Yeti.
Well, this is All right. Vicklas. So I'm at 30 feet away, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I can't really do that. Give me a second. I was trying to think if I'm gonna jump this thing. Or not. I mean, do I get a movement and an attack? Is that what I get?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse.
I think, isn't it? Isn't that right?
Yes, you get a
Okay.
movement and an
Yeah.
action.
Action, which could be an attack or whatever you want it to
Yeah.
be.
All right.
I
So
apologize.
this is-
I keep stepping on your turn.
No, you go right ahead. That's fine.
So what I'm gonna do
'Cause I
is,
think I'm right, but I second guess everything. So you go right ahead.
so Vicklas is gonna grab the head with two hands, look at him and like, if this is the last time that I get to see you, friend, it's been emotional. And then he just gives the head a little kiss on the forehead, and the Vlad's like, what the fuck, dude? Seriously, stop it with the kiss. And it's like, shh. No tears, just dreams now. And then just put the little finger on his lips, and then he just puts the head back into the bag.
Get a tavern room.
Oh, I
So-
didn't realize we was that kind of party.
And then Vicklas just pulls out he grabs his rapier, and then he's gonna dash, I guess 20 feet towards this thing, or 25 feet. And he's going to attack with his rapier. And let me just do the roll here. Where the hell is this thing? Okay, so that's 17,
That hits.
and I 8.
Oh, he's barely standing.
I'm also going to my turn now, right?
Yes.
You threw Reckless. Okay.
Yep.
I'm also going to go Reckless as well as Enrage because that gives me advantage on my attack rolls. But it will also give the Yeti advantage when it goes to attack me.
Okay.
If I had seen that a while ago, I would have used that. Let's see, 20. Oh, I'm fixing to die. God, it's got it. Ooh. Okay, so with advantage, that's 9. That'll be 14.
Oh, you almost hit.
Oh no.
Ah, dang. Uh, that's it.
All right.
God.
Stonemeyer, I need you to make a con save.
I feel I'm fixing to die now. Let's see. So, 3. Yeah. 7.
Oh, you fail, sir.
Who else coming?
He looks into your soul much like he did with Vickless. You take 13 damage and you are paralyzed for the next minute.
Jeez.
13. Damn.
Fucking
How much health do you have?
Altogether?
Well,
Uh,
or right now. Yeah.
that's what I'm getting to. You said 13?
Yeah,
I still got 27 health.
Oh, fuck it.
Talon is going to run back and shoot an arrow at this thing again, since the sickles were working so not great. Oh, Jesus. Critical 1, so he shoots himself in the arm.
Oh,
Oh.
man, that hurt.
It's Vickless's turn.
Oh, ouch, mate. I mean, you?
It's happened more than I'd like to admit.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I guess right now I'm pretty close to this thing. So
You can never say that the DM played favorites with his own characters. Yeah, you're what are you? 10 feet from it? I think you were at 20 and then you ran forward, right?
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna dash again back 30 feet and look for cover. And as my action, I am going to cast True Strike, which is a cantrip.
Okay.
And the way that it works is you point a finger at a target in range, which is 30 feet, and your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, provided that this spell hasn't ended yet, which it probably won't. So I do that.
All right. Do I have to tell you what he's immune to? Is that how that works?
No, it doesn't say any. I think it's just like it just gives me
It's basically
an
gives him an
advantage.
insight
Okay.
to his weak point. That's
Yeah,
how
I mean,
I understand it.
Okay.
if you want to do it for like RP purposes, but I
Yeah,
think
he's afraid of fire. He's
Okay.
pretty much immune to everything except fire.
okay.
Stonemeyer, would you like to do a con save?
That's right, I'm paralyzed. I need to roll up these. 15.
Uh, you tie it, so I'm gonna say you pass.
Uh-huh.
You're no longer paralyzed.
So I get an action now.
Yep.
Right? 21 to hit.
That hits.
Well, for 6 damage.
Stonemeyer Blood Axe, how do you kill this Yeti?
Nice.
I cut him. Rick, did you see how the axe went right through the middle of him right there? I cut him in half.
Holy shit.
Blood sprays everywhere, and the ground shakes as this thing falls apart, and all the body parts just thud on the ground around you.
Oh, I didn't get any on you, did I, Talon?
You splashed him right in the face just to go with the critical one. So he's standing there covered in blood. And I thought that trying to save the world in my own time was worse than this. It's just as bad.
Viklas just like comes out of he just stands up from where he was hiding and then he just starts clapping. Holy shit! Bravo. Like that was my friend. What you can do with an axe is pure art.
And I take a bow. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
You see this big bastard right here?
Yeah.
Right? Do you want his head? Look at him.
Could you
He
imagine
pokes
if
him
you
in the eye.
I mean, how big is this head?
It's a large creature. I believe the Yeti is.
Yeah.
It's 10 feet, so.
Oh, bad. Tempting, but I don't have enough space in my bag. And then you hear,
Dude.
and then no, I don't have that item anymore.
Oh yeah.
But basically, out of the bag, you hear the head's like, "You're not fucking putting a Yeti head in this bag with me. Don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare!" I guess I'll pass. I'm a different man now. And he just looks into the distance.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, otherwise I would have to drag it to town, and it's just.
Oh,
But
I'm
then
fine
again-
taking it if you don't want it.
But then again, how are we going to prove to the town people that
We're
we got
going to
rid
need
of
to
the
take the head to prove that we
problem?
killed this thing. Although, with that cry it just made there, I mean, they probably know. But I think we need.
Let's just take it.
I personally would like to see you do a ventriloquist thing with that head.
Oh, that's way too big, mate. Plus, I don't think that Vlad will take kind to that. He gets a little jealous.
I'll take the great axe, and you want me to roll to cut it off cleanly, or?
Nah, you just do whatever you want.
Alright. The axe goes up, like flips up in the air, like he tosses it up in the air, and it flips, twirls, and comes down right across his neck, and pops it off.
Wow.
You are good with that axe, Stonemeyer.
Oh,
Yeah. But
that's what I told you. I hate fucking fighting, but I hate a fucking Yeti worse. And then he starts pissing on the rest of his body.
From the strength of your piss, the body of the Yeti dissolves.
That's what I'm talking about. That was some good fucking ale.
I wonder what that thing did to your body.
Do what now?
I said, I wonder what that ale did to your body, if it can melt that body there.
Oh, it don't do nothing to the draw. We have livers like concrete pallets.
ouch.
Nothing
And you guys have beaten the one shot, unless you want. Do we want to take the head back and role play that out, or I really didn't think past this point.
That's up to y'all. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm good.
Let's just roll it.
Yeah.
Let's just
All right.
we can stop it once we get the reward. But
All right.
Yeah.
Let's. I guess we
so-
should. Good thing you took the head, because we don't have a body now, and Talon kind of looks down at everything dissolving.
I'll take. You want to take the head, Nicholas?
So Viklas just pulls out a bunch of rope out of his bag, and then he pulls out Vlad's head, and then Vlad's just basically just complaining to Vickers, well, fuck, oh, what the fuck, man? And then Vickers just looks at Vlad, looks at the Jetty head, looks at Vlad's head again. Vlad looks confused, looks at what's happening, and Vlad looks like, oh, no, 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 mate, no, no, like, look, anything that I have said to you in the past, it's not like, I am sorry, Vickers. I like my backspace, okay? So, and then Vickers just says, I know a guy in Waterdeep that can shrink heads. No, Vickers, don't, and then he just tosses Vlad to the side, and then with the rope, he just grabs the Jetty head, and then he just, wrap it around the head so he can drag it back to town. Yep, new head.
So you're getting rid of
Yep, Vlad
the
the
shrunken
Rootless.
head?
Yeah, Vlad the Rootless is now lying there, complaining.
Well, since this is Jesse's one shot, can I have him?
Sure.
Go for it, man. That guy was a pain in the
Sorry,
ass.
I'm answering late.
It's okay.
Somebody walks over there, picks up the head. How we doing, little fella?
No. Oh, wait. Can you raise me a little higher, please?
Oh, sure. So he
Okay.
takes a rope and sticks it through the hole in his sheets and wraps it around so his head sticks right there in his crotch, facing outward. Oh, look, I got a talking Willie. Look
No.
at it.
Vickles, don't do this to me, man. Don't do this to me.
Look.
Come back, Vickles. Don't leave me like this. Sorry, man. You do want it to be independent. This is your opportunity to do so.
Oh, look at me, tiny head. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. And
I always
Well-
heard dwarves left something to be desired. At least that's what the women in the taverns have told me.
well, why don't you ask little Rootless here how big it is down there?
Rootless, how big is it down there?
The kid just cries.
And Stonemaier pulls out both bottles that he has left in his bag. Oh, what do you say to a drink?
Ooh, I'm down for that.
Yeah, he shares it
I
around.
rarely let myself go, so I'm in.
Battle well done, mates. Battle well done. And he
Yeah.
pulls Vlad the Rootless up. Here you go. You have a little bit too. And he pours it down his
It
throat.
just goes out his neck hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was good. What? You pissed all over me, you little. That's it. Yeah, that's it. You're going in a box whenever we get back.
I'm a box. Oh my God, no, Vickles, you can't do this to me, Vickles. My
I
bad.
did. I can just picture like, I'm sorry.
So,
Yeah.
just because I think this would be funny, you hear a noise coming from Talon's bag. It sounds like a rustling. And when you guys look over at the bag, a gray cat jumps out, walks over, and starts to bat at Rootless.
Whoa. Oh, what the fuck? Oh.
Look.
Sorry. That's Fruffles. I didn't realize that he hid in my bag. He's not supposed to come on adventures. Thank God the
Oh.
bag didn't get smashed.
That's a
look
cute
at
little
him.
headache.
He's having fun. You can do it again, little kitty.
Meow, it bats at the head again. It starts to
No.
use the head like a scratching post.
Oh, look at him go. Would you like a drink there, little kitty?
Stop it.
He gives the cat a swallow of the liquor in the bottle.
He drinks the ale and he starts to walk around real woozy.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's my kind of cat. So, head back to town.
Yep, head back to town.
Alright, Vickles is just dragging this big ass head.
Oh, that is just hilarious. Well, I know I'm going to go to that asshole's place and get me a bottle of liquor back from what he owes me.
What if he drank? Oh, I was gonna
Like
say.
go
What,
to his house and I was gonna search
yeah,
around.
yeah, I see. Hopefully he has more. I mean, maybe he's the type that doesn't ever drink very often.
Oh, he better have more, or else I'll show him the fucking Yeti head.
As you guys walk into the town, you see a flock of people gathered around a gallows, and the man is being hanged for his crimes of bringing the Yeti to the town. They don't care that he was remorseful. They're showing what happens when you play with magic and you summon things, and they hang him right on the spot.
Oh, well then.
Okay, do we see him? Have they hung him whenever we're walking in?
They're just starting to do it, and he yells at you, "I hope you stop the Yeti!"
Like reckless. Should we let him pay for his sins or try to save his old ass?
All right, I guess we're supposed to say let's just save him. Excuse me, everyone. Hi.
The
Welcome.
executioner turns and lowers the rope and kind of looks at you. "We're trying to have a hanging here. What are you interrupting us for?"
Hi.
And I Stonemeyer grabs his axe out. You don't fucking hang anybody just yet.
Hold on.
He summoned the monster that killed all these townspeople. I mean, we count 20 bodies missing.
Yes, and you know what I have right here, and then I just kind of like step aside because I'm dragging this thing, and I just point at the head.
You hear an audible gasp from the townspeople.
Go ahead, Mr. Executioner. Ask them who cut his fucking head off.
He did. The dwarf did. He saved the day.
He can also fly.
He can also fly when he gets kicked in the ass.
It's called the ass kick spell. Ain't you never heard of it?
There's a wizard standing there with a staff. "I have never heard of it, and I've been studying magic for 80 years.
Well, you're reading the wrong fucking book then. Trust me, it works. I had it happen about an hour ago.
So you're saying that we should spare this man's life because that you killed the monster? What about what he did? He got people killed for his own amusement."
Not only that, if you allow me to just talk to you all for a second, this poor man doesn't know anything about magic whatsoever. In fact, he's an idiot. That's what he is. He just made some mistakes.
He owes me a bottle of liquor.
And he owes my friend a bottle of liquor. Now, the problem with the jetty has been resolved. And I would argue that if it's anybody's fault that this is happening, is that wizard over there. And I just point to the wizard that just said, "I never heard of like..."
What the hell did I do?
Well, sir, if you are a member of this town and you knew that there was some weird shit happening and you did not sense the magic happening around you, this is clearly your fault. So,
We need to hang the wizard. They all grab the wizard.
I got no problem with that. I got no problem.
And they string him up, and you hear the rope drop as he is hung. And there's a portly hobbit that steps forward, the portly halfling. "I'm the mayor of this town, and I say, there is your payment." And he hands you both, or all three of you, purses with gold. "And I say this man still needs to be punished for his crimes, so he has to leave the town and live as a hermit. He needs to be punished for what he did, regardless of if he meant to."
He owes me a fucking bottle of liquor. Then I don't give a good goddamn what you do with it. I don't want none of that rot gut shit either.
Since he made this deal with you, you can go raid his liquor.
Oh, fucking gents, I'm gone. Nicholas, you want to go and share in the liquor? What about you, Talon?
I'm in. Let's do this.
Absolutely. Everybody, don't touch the head. Thank you.
And you have reached the end of the Strawberry Village.
Amazing.
The Curse of the Strawberry Village.
Man, that was
awesome. Yeah.
That That was definitely awesome.
That was pretty
I just
awesome.
need to work on battle a little bit. That's a little clunky, but
No, I thought